Well, this isn't going very well. Hi guys, Scott here from Outlaw Garage. We are definitely having a bad day. We've got a major issue with our Porsche 911 RWB. We've got a low flatbed and the RWB is there. It's got a bit of an oil leak as well as this gearbox issue that we've got that we'll go into in more detail shortly, but we're going to get it loaded up now.
In gear as well, right? In gear as well?
Yeah. Definitely in gear. It's definitely in gear. So there we go, we're loaded on. The RWB is ready to go. We'll go through the gear shifter issues when we get to Matt's place, and well, the gearbox is probably coming out, so we're going to have to check the oil leaks as well, but she'll be on her way very soon. So we're at Tech 9. Matt's just using a forklift to move some gear around here because there is a truck here. It is Christmas. We are not meant to be at work, but we're kind of doing some stuff. There was a whole lot of stuff here, so we're going to have to try and get the car there. The RWB is coming off, and then we'll go through some of the issues that we've got. All right, so RWB is here. We're with Matt. We've dragged him out from Christmas.
Drag me away from my girlfriend.
We're gonna leave it here for an unknown duration.
We'll start next week.
We'll go through some of their issues. So I think Matt's gonna give us a friendly, well, I don't know if he'll be friendly to be honest with you.
I'm not saying it's going to be
thumbs up, thumbs down. We are allowing him a double thumbs down just in case it doesn't go particularly well. So first issue, I think I've got a squeaky rear driver's side wheel bearing.
That's easy.
I think that's an easy thumbs. That's an easy one.
I'll take that because already I'm up for a gearbox. So.
That's an easy one, and I think that was a job that I did pay somebody else to get fixed, but we won't kind of talk about that. Oil leak. Definitely got a bit of an oil leak, but I think that's because, here's my justification, probably done 500-600 kilometers, given it a good pedaling. One drive was like 3 hours at a good,
enjoying itself.
Enthusiastic, right? And I think it's probably found, you know, because it's been sat for so long, it's probably found those bits that were, you know, a little bit weaker, and it's kind of blown those out a little bit. But it's definitely, it's only in one location.
That's good.
The oil leak is.
What's that location?
It's almost kind of bang in the middle. I don't know if it's towards the back a little bit more, but it's not. It's definitely one location.
The middle's not bad. Because then we're either crank rear main seal, oil breather, or you got a through bolt, but I doubt it.
I doubt it's the
Otherwise,
through bolt.
I'm from the side.
No, it's definitely from the middle. And if it's a rear main seal,
we're already going there.
Well,
it's coming out. I think we know it's coming out.
Potentially. So, but that would probably have to be replaced anyway if we pull the gearbox out.
You pull that out. You do it
anyway. So that's not
for a $40 seal. You don't go there and not replace it.
So that's that. Fuel system.
Yep.
I think whilst we're probably doing some stuff, it's worth just checking the return on the fuel pump, and perhaps the cold start. Is it regulator? Warm-up reg. Because, and I don't know if it's the warm-up reg or if it's the regulator which valve which it doesn't get to, on a cold start, it doesn't go to like 1,200. It almost sits lower, and then as the car warms up, the revs get a little bit higher. So it's almost like it doesn't have that.
You've got issues in there as
issues
well. So
potentially.
That therefore could give you high hydrocarbons that will.
It does seem to be idling a lot better now. Like once you start it, it just hunt for a minute or two, but it will sit at 9.5 all day long and just drive, no problems at all.
Yeah.
So that's it. Now gearbox. Now I've probably got a confession here. I think it's done this before.
2 thumbs down.
So I think when I first picked it up and took it for a couple of drives, it's almost like when you go to change gear, and it predominantly second gear, so it never happened in third and first, always happens when you're either going from third to second or first to second.
Yep.
And it's almost like the gearbox gets sloppy, like it completely loses where the gear mechanism is.
Yep.
It's almost like it just loses it.
Yeah, I think you've slid in between the gates. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, and it kind of does that, and then what you've been able to do is kind of give it a bit of a wiggle, and all of a sudden it goes bump, and I'm back in, and I'm off again.
That's a detent holding on.
Yeah, and then it's okay again. But then the other day, slow speed, so I was coming into a car park, literally coasting along the car park, just looking for a car park space to find, which it's always happened at low speed, so it's never crunched when it's done it. It's never had this horrendous clatter bang. It's never ever done that, but it lost it again, and of course, again, probably wiggled it a little bit.
A little bit far.
A little bit enthusiastically again, as I was cursing
as you got frustrated.
Yeah, potentially got frustrated with it. It just got jammed in second.
And that'd be when you called me.
That's when I called you. Now, I disconnected the shifter, like you said, and the shifter was fine, because I thought, oh, it's the shifter. The shifter's buggered, or the linkage. I took the inspection plate off at the back. That was fine, and I might open it up just to show people. I put some screws in an envelope in the glove compartment.
They're for me, aren't they?
They're for you. At least you didn't say, post them to somebody who cares. That is the only problem I've had with the gearbox.
Well, it sounds a bit you've slid in between the gears.
Yeah, so my thoughts is that either that inspection plate, like whatever mechanism on there, has kind of fallen off or has had some issues, or there's a bigger problem in the gearbox, which means that it's kind of falling out of that area, like something's jammed.
Yeah, well, it's just three gates. That's all it runs on. So if there's any play or wear and things aren't adjusted properly also, it can slip in between those gates, and then you'll have a gearbox full of one gear, and that's it. Yeah,
which genuinely means, like, you can open up the inspection plate,
pop it back in,
and
keep going if you really wanted to.
However,
this is the third time.
Let's say it's.
I will say it's the second.
Let's say it's the second, but I genuinely think it's the third where it's kind of happened. So I don't think it's because I drive the car. I can't go, well, I can put up with just it popping out of gear. No. Randomly every now and again, and it hasn't got a tow hook, which we discussed earlier, and it's been a little bit entertaining this morning trying to get it onto the tow truck. I don't think we recorded all of that because that was a bit of a pain in the ass. That definitely got a thumbs down. So I think it's coming out, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we're going to have a look at.
We're going to find out why it's doing what it does.
How bad it actually.
Before you go. Let's put it back together and just get it driving. Otherwise, we're just going to have the same issue, and you might even end up with a bigger issue. You might bend a shaft.
Yeah.
Like the selectors and stuff like that.
Yeah, and
they're only brass.
And I don't want to, even just I could do more damage to it because I drive it. I just don't want to get stuck 300 kilometres out of Melbourne going, hey, I've got a bit of a problem.
And I know bush monkey tow truck guy going, oh, where's it? Sorry.
I can't get that on a truck. And I know we've got a bit of a potential leaky cylinder.
That's all right. We'll recheck that one.
We'll
recheck whilst it's here. We may as well.
Recheck that.
Yeah, we'll see where it's at.
Hopefully it's got a little bit better. We'll get the gearbox.
Well, it hasn't got any worse. Thumbs up.
So there's a fair bit to do. Yeah.
Gearbox is number one.
Gearbox number one.
That's the biggest problem.
So there we go. We're going to leave it with Matt for a little while. I think that gearbox is a bit of a problem. I don't think it's ever been rebuilt. And it's time.
Surprised because your engine hasn't been touched.
No, so it's all.
Why would the gearbox be touched?
Yeah, it's all stock and original, isn't it? Yeah. So we are going to have some problems with this. It has been parked up for a very long time, so we're always going to have a few issues with bringing her back to life. And the gearbox and the engine seems to be
the big problem.
The big problem. I think I softened you up with the wheel bearing. And if my leak down test is slightly better, We won't preempt.
Just keep going.
Yeah, I think we might leave that to another video where we talk about the leak down test that we did have, and then perhaps the leak down, what we've got now, and
hopefully we've just increased a little bit of.
I tell you what,
gain be something.
If it's increased a little bit, it's staying as it is. Yeah, it's definitely staying as it is. But I think we'll be back soon, and we'll find out what has gone on with the gearbox. Before we go, Matt is having a go at trying to pull the shift rod because my assessment,
bloody mechanics can't help themselves.
My assessment of it's jammed, and then we had a bloody hell come out the car. It's stuck. Like it's not even just a little bit. It is jammed in second.
Have you got your little grub screw thing?
Yeah, we're not actually working today because it's Christmas. But this, this problem seems to have fascinated Matt. That second gear is jammed in. Here we go. I'm just screwing it in to see if Matt can loosen it. I think when we do this as well, I'm probably going to get, if I get some tight engine and gearbox mounts as well. Yeah, it's jammed.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's not one to, I'm not going to force that.
No.
That's really jammed up.
Yeah.
All right, something's bent, unfortunately. So literally, say that's your selector rod. At the end of it, you've literally got an arm that comes off it here, and then a pivot which goes into the gearbox and holds it. And then that moves and then pushes a leverage in here to the other rods inside the gearbox.
So that could be bent, the selector rod.
The selector could be bent.
Because I guess the good thing is, it didn't happen at any speed.
No, you're not driving.
No. Like I was...
And you've only got one gear, which is good. Because I've had gearboxes grab 2 gears.
Yes. Yeah, because I think with these it's quite common to grab 2 gears, reverse and something else.
And it goes kaboom.
Yeah, where this is just one gear, it's stuck, it's jammed in.
Yeah, and then it's like the selectors actually come out of somewhere
and it's
jammed up.
Low speed, it never made any like noise.
Well, it's still driving.
Yeah,
so.
and in fact it was just silent. It was just like, oh, lost it, and it just fell out and then got jammed, and it could be bent in wherever it is, or just literally just stuck in and you can't move it.
There's no movement in that.
No.
At all.
No.
Yeah, like you'll bend the gear shift.
So there we go. We are leaving the RWB with Matt for, it's going to be a little while. Gearbox, oil leak, check straps, door locks, fuel system. Them wheel bearing. There's a random collection of stuff, but I think it's because we've been driving it and we've been enthusiastic with it. So fingers crossed it's not anything terminal with the gearbox. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and we will be back with our RWB and Matt very soon. See you guys, bye.